So I'm back home. I didn't really get to put a lot of footage for the beach, so it's whatever. But I went over there to meditate. I do feel a difference. I feel good. But I know there is so much more that I have in store than I expect, you know? Like, the one main important key when you're meditating is you really have to go deep down in a thought process, more of like you're in a sleep, and I haven't really gotten to that state yet. So it's gonna take me some time. Other hand, I don't know, my heart just feels a bit tight, like it's wrenching. I feel a little sad. Yesterday was not a great day, so yeah. Now what happened was, yesterday I received a phone call from the place I got hired from last week. I went to an interview on Wednesday of last week and had applied for a position, and I got hired off the spot. But then they had to wait until the date of my training to call me up and tell me, well, there was something that we've seen on your record, and we're not going to be able to hire you. And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? First off, I had explained this to one of your interviewers, and they still had me go on with the hiring process. And they had told me, well, that's, you know, there's nothing we can do. That's a 0% tolerance that we have of this role. So, and of course, if you people do know me, I've gotten myself into very unfortunate events. Some people that I used to know that I wish I didn't hang around with back in the day, which had caused me to get into a lot of trouble. I'm not saying that it was because of them. It's the fact that I was around their presence, and their presence wasn't really good enough for me to be around. So it ended up having me to pay a huge consequence, and from there, I think that's what really wakened me up and made me realize that the choice of friends that I had back in the day were not great. And I've kind of been in this battle since, like, ever since I've gotten rid of, like, all of, like, the bad weeds from my lawn. You know, it's still kind of bare, and, you know, just waiting for those grass seeds to take some time to grow in. So, yeah. Another thing, excuse me, I'm going to turn on the sink because I want to eat something. Another thing I wanted to explain about is, I don't want to complain about people tonight. I really don't, but, like, my roommate, now, I see what she's doing, and that's pretty clever. So what she's been doing for the past few days is she'll go over to her parents' house and spend time there. Mostly her father, since he lives within the area. Unfortunately for her mother, she lives like all the way somewhere in Miami. But she will go and spend time over at her father's place, you know. She will use up their power, their food, everything. She will use everything up. So instead of having to use everything over here, so that way when the bill comes, it would look like everything's all on me. Which I don't appreciate it. Which is making me want to not stay in this house very long. I mean, the first time I ended up moving here, everything was like all fun and, you know, like, yay, friendship. And in a matter of time, like a year later, everything changed. Literally everything changed. And even before I moved in with her, I've noticed that there was something sketchy about her. And also, I had to keep in mind that I haven't kept in contact with that girl for about like 4 to 5 years. So those years make a huge difference on, you know, the growth of personalities. And that's pretty much what happened with her. She ended up changing into a different person than, you know, I knew back in the day. So, you know, now these days it's like we barely say anything to each other. She's doing her own thing. I kind of do my own thing now. Like, I don't consider us as friends. I consider us as just roommates. And that's pretty much what it's going to be like until the day I leave. What I feel that is very unfair, no, screw feel. What I believe that isn't fair is how this girl gets away with so much crap. Like, she can do things that are incriminating, but she can cover herself up really well. To the point where it makes me question if she's a sociopath. But yeah, so it raises questions. So like, my roommate is just, she's very sketchy, let's just say. Anyway, enough about her. You know, that's just a little bit of frustration I just wanted to release. Another thing is that right now I'm just trying to take it easy, take it one day at a time. Ever since like the crappiest news I've gotten handed to me yesterday, I'm like, now what? Now what is next? And my family are very supportive. They're miles and miles away, and they're so supportive. Which, the funny thing was, is that when I was living with my family, I didn't feel that much support from them. I felt very distant, if anything. And whatever I wanted to pursue in, I felt like I never had any support whatsoever. So I felt like the only solution was for me to move away from my family, since they want to do their own thing, but yet they want to have me around. Freaking sugar bro. Okay, I need to cut this off because my thing is gonna